What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here, back with another classic WoW hardcore video. So today I want to take you through, like step by step, what I'm personally doing to make gold on the hardcore servers, both at level 16, and how I utilize my alts as well to make as much gold as possible. Now to start off with, we're going to do a very simple on-go route. It's going to take some time and I'll basically record the entire thing just to show you guys one lap, and then I'll go through a little bit step by step here. But it gets a little bit complicated, but it's also very easy at the same time. And first of all, I'm picking up all the crystals I can find, because these ones, they go up and down in price. If I just hover over the yellow one, for example, it's currently 6.5 silver each, and if you're lucky you can pick up 3 of them from one loot, which then gives you about 20 silver from one loot, which is definitely worth picking up. Now the main thing that I'm personally here for is devil swords, because I do have skinning, so I have mining and skinning. So basically what I'm doing, my main objective with mining and skinning is to find devil swords and find rich thoriums. Rich thoriums could even give me arcane crystals and also blue sapphires and a lot of good gems in that regard. So mainly I'm here for devil swords and for mining veins. So I'm trying to make my lap in Ungoro based on that. So I'm going through all the different devil sword spawns, and I'm taking one extra lap around Fire Plume Ridge in the middle for those rich thorium veins. There's also, like, they can spawn pretty much all over the place, and if you do have mining, you could also go into this hive, the cave down here. Personally, I skip that one, and I also skip this cave. I basically don't do any caves. I'm basically just, once again, doing devil sword laps with also looking for mining veins at the same time. But there's 2 things I'm picking up that requires no professions whatsoever, and that is the crystals. You can see this one 6.5 silver, this one 1.5, 4.4, and 3.8. So they fluctuate up and down very much in price. Now my advice here is to never sell them if they're under 2 silver, but if they're over 3, then start selling them, right? So just keep that in mind and don't sell them when they're cheap is what I'm trying to say. And doing this, you can actually make a lot of gold only from the crystals and Ungoro soil, which is another thing you're picking up when you find it. You can make probably about 15 to 20 gold per hour just from those if you have a somewhat effective route. And obviously having something faster than 60% movement speed would be ideal if you just want to go for quick laps. But then again, if you have slower laps and something spawns right in your face, then it's basically all about RNG anyways. So once again, running laps around Ungoro, super good. It would be very good if I could find the devil sword in this clip, just to show you guys how I solo the devil sword as well. But as a warlock, it's very simple. All I have to do is fear, dot, fear, dot, fear, and dot. So warlock gameplay, super easy. The only thing is, if the fear breaks early for any reason, it can be very sketch. Like if it breaks early while the devil sword is close to you, one of the devil swords have a fear of their own, which can be really dangerous. I've gone down to about 20% health once, which means I was 1 melee attack away from dying from that devil sword. So even though it's technically easy, sometimes it can be kind of sketch as well, and based on that, I'm going to make a major health stone. The only thing is, when you're looking for devil swords and picking up the crystals at the same time, there is always the chance of somebody else finding a devil sword before you and then tagging that devil sword. So it's kind of a trade-off that you have to make a choice for yourself if you only want to go for devil swords or you want to go for crystals. Now myself, I like to diversify the amount of different things that I'm farming at the same time. So if I put all my eggs into, or in this case all my time into the devil sword basket, I'm basically waiting for all of those to sell. But if I diversify the items I'm farming, they will sell a lot faster and I get the gold a lot faster. And as you can see, I never keep that much gold on me anyways. This is even my level 60 character, but I try not to bring too much gold on any of my characters because I put them all into items whenever I can. So for example, last week I bought 60 Black Lotus instead of keeping 600 gold, just because I feel better having items that could go up with inflation, right? So imagine those Black Lotus double in price. Now I have double the gold, but if I was sitting on the same gold, I would still have the exact same gold values. So for me, I'm once again trying to diversify my farming and sell off the items as fast as possible, get the gold as fast as possible, and then spend that gold on items that I personally believe will go up in price. And while we're looking for devil swords, if you're looking for more investment, I've made a full gold making guide for the hardcore series, which is currently 134 pages long, covers more than 50 different gold farms, even class specific ones that are really good, by the way, and a lot of good ones that you can do while leveling as well, and just focusing on showing you how to make gold on the hardcore servers. There's also a bunch of investments and access to a private gold making Discord server, so you can check that out through the link down below. Now, it looks like I'm on a bad layer here. I have gone through 2 devil sword spawns, so I'm about to check the 3rd one. Usually I check 5 or 6 spawns, and I try to avoid the last spawn around King Mosh. I don't really know why. I don't like King Mosh at all, so I'm just trying to stay away. If I can stay away, I'm definitely staying away from King Mosh. And once again, taking a quick detour into here just to check those 2 spawns. And sometimes there's an invasion going on here, by the way, which spawns this guy. Don't pull this guy. Just keep running, keep doing your thing. Avoid this guy by all means necessary. And now, once again, just to check one more devil sword spawn, we're going on the outside of this tree right here, and heading down towards roughly where I'm pointing now, and then we head to the left as well, or to the west in this case. And it looks like this devil source is also dead, so either I have very bad RNG, or it's me taking my time, or I'm on a bad layer. Like, if you just want to check your competition, by the way, just do /who on Goro60, and you can get like a rough estimate of how many people are farming. Now, in this case, I don't think the warriors would be farming devil source, wouldn't really make sense. The druid can, hunters can, mages can, priest can, rogue can. So, yeah, I mean, every class can technically farm them. I just wouldn't do it on a warrior myself, but maybe that's just me. Okay, so we keep moving, we go to the left, we have 2 more locations to check down here, and then we head up north, and that's basically the entire route, and then I'll show you what to do afterwards. So here we go. I'm using something called unit scan, by the way, to try to scan for devil swords. That way we get like a pop-up whenever they show up, like now. That way I don't have to pay that much attention. It basically gives me both a visual pop-up and a sound notification when I find one. Now, the tyrant devil swords, they are the ones that fear, by the way, so just be aware they have a fear ability. And what I do as a warlock is I start sending my pet so he can taunt, but when I'm fearing the devil sword, I no longer use the pet. And that is kind of strategic because the pet is going to follow him, right? In which case, if he runs into another mob, my pet is going to pull, but the devil sword itself won't pull extra mobs. Like, he can run into as many mobs as he wants to, he's not gonna pull anything extra, but my pet will. So by keeping my pet on the devil sword, it can really quickly become a really sketch situation, and now we can just death coil, and we should be good to go right now. Okay, there we go. Now, devil sword leathers, they keep going up and down in price. I've seen them down to less than 2 gold each. If I just hover over here, for example, right now they're 2.7, which is not too bad, which means if you can find 10 devil swords per hour, that should be about 27 gold per hour right there, only from devil swords. And then you have to include like rugged leather if you kill regular mobs on top. You have crystals, you have Angora soils, and if you have mining like me, you have thoriums, and even dense stones. Plus, you have the chance of getting arcane crystals, which will even further expand the gold per hour you get. Now, I will say, so far during the video, we've had really bad devil sword RNG compared to my usual RNG, so I feel like this is a very bad time to make this video, but I'm just making it to be somewhat realistic. It's 2 PM, it's before people come home from school and work, so I feel like Now there's even less competition than there would be at, for example, 4 PM or 5 PM, but we found one Devil Sword, and we're gonna check a couple more locations here. And the thing is, after I've checked all locations, I layer jump. You could alternatively wait for the spawns. I do believe they have a 15-minute spawn timer, which for me means I could jump back and forth between 2 different layers all the time. But what I do, I just do my route, do my lap, and then I swap layers, which you can do either through, I'll show you after the route, but basically you can type layer or layer invite, and there's actually automated bots set up to layer you, in this case, so people have an add-on to layer you, or you can actually get people from your guild to layer you as well, in which case you can specifically look at what layer they are on, which I'll show you in just a second. Now, the layering strategy will only work as long as there are layers, but I mean, to be honest, we're right now in week 4 of the hardcore servers. We still have 10 layers, at least I think so. So it seems like layering might be here to stay, because let's be real, hardcore is very popular, the starting zones are popping off. We need to have layers, at least some of them, for quite some time. Otherwise, the starting zones are going to be absolutely terrible. And now we're also getting very close to the King Mosh area, so I'm just going to take a quick lap around this place. Look for one more Devil Sword pop-up would be great, but I don't think so. Okay, there we go. That's basically the lap that I do. So every single thing I've done so far, it's basically what I do. Now we check one more spawn for rich thorium veins right here. And that is usually where I layer jump as well. That way, if I'm lucky, I literally layer jump onto another rich thorium vein. And no thorium veins. So at this point, if I just pull up my chat, for example, right here, you can either do this, so you can type in world chat layer invite, and there's usually people with the add-on that will automatically invite you, like this guy right here, and I usually target a mob to see if I layer, and right now you can see some of the mobs disappeared and new ones appeared, so now I've layered, and it says right here I'm on layer 3. Before, I was on layer 6, so we're going to leave this party. Alternatively, if you don't want to do that, you can type /WB guild if you have Nova world buffs. So Nova world buffs, type /WB guild, and now you can see the layers of your guild members. So this way you can target layers to jump to a specific one if you really want to. Now this requires the people here also having Nova world buffs, so it's definitely an add-on that I would personally use. So at this case we have now layer jumped, and I would now start the entire route again, which I will do in just a second, but I also want to show you guys what I'm doing on my alts, because this is like basically everything I'm doing on my main. I'm just doing mining, skinning, and also gathering the crystals and the Ungoro soils in Ungoro. I love Ungoro. It's a very, very simple zone to make a gold both with and without professions, so I would definitely recommend it if you have a character, let's say level 55 plus, because as long as you're playing a warlock, hunter, mage, any of those classes, you should be able to solo Devil Swords at level 55. Either way, let's jump to the alts and see what I'm doing on those two. Okay, so in terms of alts, there's 2 main alts that I'm currently making gold with. You have this guy right here, level 45 Druid, and this guy right here, level 40 Rogue. The plan is to get all of these alts, by the way, up to level 35 plus, to do everything I'm about to do on those characters as well. So let's just log into the Rogue and talk about that for a second. Okay, so on my alts, I skill up both alchemy and leatherworking to the point of being able to do, for example in alchemy, you can do transmute arcanite, which requires 275 skill, and then you can learn this from a vendor in Gadgetan or buy it on the auction house. Now, as you can see, thorium bars is 10 silver, arcane crystals is 11 gold, at which case we're making about 10, 11 or 12 gold profit every 2 days by having alchemy, which means you're making between 5 and 6 gold every single day, because this one has a 2-day cooldown. So 5 to 6 gold every 2 days on one profession alone. pretty good if you ask me. Then you have leatherworking as well, same thing applies here. And we have something called the Cured Rugged Hide. Now for this one you need rugged hide and refined deep rock salt, and the refined deep rock salt is where you make the gold. For example, this one right here sells for 30 gold, and you need to have something called a salt shaker requiring leatherworking 250, and it will turn a deep rock salt into refined deep rock salt on a 3-day cooldown. Now as you can see, regular deep rock salt is 3 silver, this one is 29 gold, or let's just say 30 gold right here, which gives you 10 gold per day, or 30 gold every 3 days. So overall, I'm making between 15 and 16 gold per day on my alt, basically passively. It's a 20-second craft or something like that, so it's pretty fast and makes me a lot of gold. Now, leveling takes time though, so reaching level 35 for example takes me about 38 hours, and then you also need to spend some gold, but in my experience, I spent exactly 100 gold on both leatherworking and alchemy on both my characters. So 100 gold spent, I make 15 gold per day. That means I get my gold back in just about a week, and then I can start making profit. And the plan is, once again, to do this on every single alt that I have, because actually I love leveling. Leveling is a lot of fun for me, especially in hardcore, and then if I can use the alts to also make gold on top, that is a win-win situation. Either way, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm currently doing for gold making on hardcore, just to give you guys more of an insight into my personal journey for gold making. Let me know how you're making gold in the comments down below. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you again very soon.